Your boys.
Oh.
Your weed smoking King of Memphis boys.
Oh. I know what you're talking about.
Your boys Berner and Young Dolph Lundgren came out with an EP called Tracking Numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And as I was listening to this, I honestly felt, I was like, you know what? I was picturing you listening to it. And I was like, I bet you Sharif's going to appreciate some of this shit. I just heard it. I was like, nah, he's going to appreciate some of this shit. I'm not going to sit here and say that he thinks it's the most fire thing that he's probably heard, but I picture you saying, you know, I'm gonna put some of these songs in my playlist, in my folder to keep for later. You know what I'm saying? What did you think about this EP from both of them, man? This is basically Berner. I think he's a part of Taylor Gang now, if I'm not mistaken. Young Dolph, who's from Memphis, clashing together to make an EP called Tracking Numbers, and it's more of like kind of a dope boy kind of mixtape or EP or whatever you want to call it. What do you think of it, man? Off top.
How do you know me so well?
I know you, man. I fucking know you, dog. All right.
Nah, yeah, from the get-go, intro. Come in, I was just like, oh man, it had give me that Memphis feel, that whole Tennessee 3-6
had Project
vibe.
Pat on the intro.
Yeah, yes, that's why I had that whole 3-6 vibe.
Right.
You know, they could have done without OJ the Juice Man. But
you know what I say about that? I kind of was enjoying it. You know why? Because I was like, I've always hated OJ Juice Man, but for this is the first time I was like, you know what? We should bring OJ the Juice Man back.
And you think he'll be live now? Like people will be like,
why not?
Let's give him a chance.
Let's give him a chance. We gave all this other bullshit a chance. Why the fuck OJ the Juice Man can't win in 2017?
Well, he can. He definitely could.
Right.
The ad-lib shit that he does is probably going to be catchy for all the kids and shit. But that, to me, is just, it's too saturated. He does it too much. He can do it every once in a while, but he does it.
He didn't really do it too much on this. It's just kind of in there. Listen, Jeezy used to be like,
you didn't hear it. You weren't listening to that.
You remember Jeezy used to do that shit all the time? He still does it every so often, Jeezy.
No, but yeah, he didn't do it too much because I think he was mostly just chorus.
Yeah, it was just the hook.
Yeah, he was just the hook. So, but Project Pat came in there and he fucking, did his thing. And to me, what I enjoyed is how he did his whole verse that way that he always changes words.
Right.
But you know what the fuck he's saying. But Project Pat is the man to do it. Right, you know what I'm saying?
He makes his own words.
Yeah. But you know what the fuck he's saying. Like, he changes them just all the rhyme.
He was saying knees, but he said something else. I forgot what he said. He fucked up the word knees into a whole nother word. And I was like, okay, do your thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? But, this EP does have a strong 3-6 vibe on there.
Yeah, I mean, Juicy J's on there.
Right.
So, I mean.
That song where they sampled Lil Jon's, I forget. It was a sample from Lil Jon. And it was in the background. I was like, fuck, this sounds like some OG shit right here. So I gotta give props. Maybe, from Berner and Young Dolph, they're kind of from our era. So,
yeah.
Even though they're both not the greatest rappers, they understand the sound and, what we grew up off of. Cause they grew up off.
Oh yeah. And they use that whole sound, definitely. And they kind of, like, the feel, the vibe, took
even
like
the slow kind of samples. They had like the sample beats, from like the soul samples on there.
Yeah.
They had all those vibes in there and, heavy. Like I said, the rap, the actual lyrics weren't that great.
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't expect them to be.
I didn't expect them to be either.
I mean, I didn't expect, but
I know what I'm going to get from both of them.
Yeah, I expected the production to be what I got pretty much. Right. And if not, could have been better still, like almost, but more 3-6 vibe. That's what I enjoy more. Right. But it gave me that feel still. Right. Gave me that Memphis feel, you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily 3-6, but the whole gave me the Memphis feel.
So do you think that the beats kind of overshadowed them?
Like the production? It does at times.
Right.
It does. Definitely at times. It does. Like, not always. There's sometimes where you'll actually get into what they're saying, you know what I'm saying? But it ain't nothing that you're gonna like hear a whole verse and be like, man, that whole verse went hard.
That was a cold ass verse.
that verse would go up for verse of the year.
Right.
No, no, you're not getting that. You're definitely not getting that from them.
Definitely not.
And like we said, that's what we expect. And the production, I would say, it does outshine. The production outshines, and then some, and the features also,
Right.
It does, and that's the vibe you get from it. So, I mean, they get points for that, for like, it's what makes it elevate. It elevates their album.
This was like if you were a trap star
their EP
and you smoke weed every day, but you were also a trap star.
Yeah.
So it's basically like combining two different types of cultures into one. It's like the weed laid back culture mixed in with the like loud trap 3-6 vibe all into one, if that makes sense. Yeah. I think it sounded actually pretty good together. Yeah, I won't lie about that.
It did.
Yeah. What do you give this on a scale of 1 to 10?
Oh man. No, what I would have to say, before I give that, like, I would say standout song, for me was Die Young. To me, that was a dope, it had a 3-6 sample, like, the beat, like, it was, just a sample from a 3-6 old school song that was a dope ass track, and they did it perfect. It was a dope ass beat. But okay, for, a rating, I'd have to still, I enjoyed it. But I still can't, I can't give it too much because it's still, for them, as artists, that's what I'm trying to rate. I'm not rating, just my feel and the nostalgic and the beats and shit. Style, yeah. So they actually get a 7.5.
Okay.
7.5 because I mean they need to bring more,
right?
To the table. They can't have their features outshine them, and they can't have their features and their beats carry them. You know what I'm saying? And I normally give more, because beats and other stuff, but I'm starting to, you'll hear me with more of these be a little more, more stern on some of these people, on some of these artists, because, I can't let the beats persuade me to give them more.
Right. I feel you.
So, and I was giving that for a lot of my earlier ones. So some of the people be like, well, you gave more to this person, and
you were letting the beat sway you.
Yeah, I was letting some of the beats sway me, the production. I didn't want to be mean to the production, to the producers and shit. And they'll be like, man, what the fuck? My beats go hard.
No, well, the production on this is good.
Yeah, it is.
If we just rank production alone, I'd probably rank it like an 8.5, 9.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing.
But as far as the whole thing, with the lyrics and just the types of the topics and all that, I give it like a 7. No. But who had the best verse on here? Gucci Mane.
Gucci Mane, they go hard on here.
Gucci had a nice verse on there. There was a line where he said, he said something about I'll get rid of you. I'll take your future from you. Damn, what did he say? I forgot what he said. But he said a line about Future, and it was like using Future, and it was like a little, I was like, oh, okay, Gucci, okay. You know what I'm saying? That fucks with Gucci. There's a couple little lines in there where if you not pay attention, you'll miss what Gucci trying to say to you. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Gucci got that wordplay.
Right. As far as Berner, if you've heard Berner, this is pretty much Berner as he always is, as far as flows and what he's saying. Young Dolph, I was expecting a little bit more from Young Dolph because I've heard Young Dolph say I've heard him say some better things, but I can tell he wasn't really like going his hardest. Yeah. He was just probably kind of doing this, just do this.
Yeah.
But it still came out decent. But I feel like he could have rapped better. I've heard Young Dolph say some more. I've heard him say some fire shit.
I've heard doper shit come out of his mouth. Way doper. I'm like, man, that's why I'm like, Young Dolph go hard, but that,
this is not a good representation of Young Dolph.
Not at all.
It's decent. He just did what he needed to do. He to get through it, man. Yeah. So I give it a 7. 7.5. That's kind of my range right there. So that's where I'm gonna leave it at.